Hey guys, Dixie here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I'm going to make a bit of a different video today, and I totally understand if some of you may not want to see it, so feel free to stay or not. That's totally up to you. I am going to talk about how I am finally, for the first time in my life of 40 plus years, reading the Bible in full. Finally doing it. So, this channel isn't about faith, but I do think it's important, because this channel is about reading, to mention this, because I do read it every day. And it's taken me a long time to figure out how to get through the whole Bible in a way that I just don't quit. I'm not a huge outward Christian. I don't go to church. I should, I don't. And I've had a quiet faith my whole life. I was raised pretty liberal Lutheran, and I just came to this realization that I have never read the Bible. I've read devotionals, I've gone to church in my life, but I've never fully read what I claim to believe in. So this year I was really trying to figure out how to do that. Now, I've tried in the past to do that. I started at the beginning and tried to read straight through. That didn't work. Started in the New Testament, tried to read straight through. That didn't work. I also, on this journey, came across someone who made a video similar to what I'm making today. And her YouTube is called Call Me After Coffee. She was a booktuber for a very short period of time, and she made a similar video to this where she describes that she did the Read the Bible in a Year plan, which I hadn't heard of before. So that's another reason I'm making this video, in case anybody is interested in doing that. I want to give my perspective on that plan and kind of the idea of how to stick with reading your Bible. So if you're interested in that, please stick around. If you're not, I totally understand, and I will be back to my regular content next video. So what I found is the Biblica plan, so biblica.com. It's called, I think, Read the Bible in a Year plan. It's one of their tabs you can toggle to. Has been effective. However, I had to modify it in order to keep going. What I do is okay, let me explain the plan. So the plan is every single day there is a reading, and the reading is Old Testament, New Testament, and then a Psalm portion or proverb portion. And so every day you kind of get a mixture of the three. And I started with the plan. I started doing it every day. And it didn't really work for me. I can't connect with Psalms. Proverbs are okay, but I cannot. There's some kind of block I have with Psalms. Maybe it's the more lyrical format. I don't know. So what I have been doing is a modified version of Biblica, where I don't read Psalms or Proverbs. I do read from the Old Testament and the New Testament every day. And I don't read exactly what they prescribe in a day. So there are days when I read the entire reading for each day, and there are days when I read half of it. I'll read half of the recommended reading for that day, because it's usually several passages, and then that's it. And there are days, pretty rarely, but there are days, or days in a row, even consecutively, where I didn't read it. And in the past, I think I would have, as a type A person, felt really bad about that and just quit because I failed the plan. But I didn't. If I kept going, that's the thing I've learned, is if you keep going, you'll get through it. And why do we need to get through it in a year anyway? Unless you have some kind of chronic illness, you're going to die in a year and you know it, and you really want to read the whole Bible first, fine. But why do we need to define a year as the period to read through the Bible? So that would be my advice to you. The other thing I have done that's kind of kept me reading is I take notes as I go. So almost like I'm writing like a cliff notes of the Bible, in the hopes that when I do finish reading it, and I take them longhand, you could type these, I can then have kind of a reference guide of my own that I wrote, that's kind of more of like a high level of what was going on throughout the Bible. And that way, if I ever do want to reference a story or whatnot, I can look into my own notes and find that location. So that does take me a little bit longer, to do. So if you weren't doing the notes like I am, maybe you could read the Biblica's suggested reading for the day. The other thing I want to mention is if there are any books that you're really struggling to get through, skip them for now. Put them on the back burner. Or what I did is if I didn't connect with a book that I was reading, I think Leviticus was the hardest one so far for me. I'm 188 days into their plan. Now, that's not calendar days, as I said, because I break the reading up into sometimes multiple days per day of their plan. But with Leviticus, I just read it slower. I tried to rush through it. That didn't work. It made me want to quit. So I would just read what I could for the day, and that was it. And I moved on, and I didn't feel guilty about it, and I still got through it. But I just as well could have left that book, put it on a little note saying go back and read Leviticus, like I'm doing with Psalms. I read as many Psalms as I could tolerate, and then I thought, I can't do this anymore right now. And if you love Psalms, I'm sorry. I don't, right now, at this point in my life, I don't connect with it. So I would suggest thinking about that, like what is it going to take for you to just keep going? Even if it is skipping portions for now. The other thing that I do, and I mostly fail at doing, is remembering to just kind of ask God for guidance as you're reading and making sure that you're just channeling him to, walk with you through the text and that you will gain what you need to from reading it. And, that's pretty much all I have to say. Like, to sum up, I just kept going, right? No matter what, I just kept going. I just read just a little passage a day if I had to, or skipped a day, and that's fine. So I just want to put this out here and just encourage other people, if you are interested, even if you're not a person of faith, even if you're not a Christian, you want to know what the text says. It's something that you have to persist through, and you have to make it so that you don't hate doing it. And I think that's a huge thing with getting through the Bible. So yeah, that's my take on it. And if it helps anybody, I'm grateful. If not, I'm just sharing my story. And again, next week, or next video, I should say, I don't have a regular posting schedule right now. I will go back to just kind of my normal videos. But for those of you who are interested, please, comment below, and like maybe you have different ideas on how to get through reading the Bible that would be helpful to me or to others. So please put them below. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep reading.